Hey guys, taking a little sip of water out of my Charlie Brown cup here. Hope you're having a good day so far. Had lesson 28 go. Good, I'm glad to hear that. I'm assuming you said wonderful. And so wonderful that you wanted to name your firstborn child Saxon after that. I heard that. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Okay, well let's talk about multiplying fractions today. The idea behind it is that you are basically multiplying the numerators together and you're multiplying the denominators together and you're getting a new number. You might get another fraction. Well, you're going to get another fraction. You might be able to reduce that to an integer. You might not. I don't know. We'll have to see every single time. But the idea is you want to make sure you can do this kind of stuff. And just the idea is, again, multiplying the numerators, multiplying the denominators, then dividing. Because remember, I might have mentioned this once before. Every fraction is a I mentioned, I think I remember mentioning that. Okay, let's try a couple of these. What fraction is 1/2 of 3/4? Now, again, what you need to train yourself to do for the rest of your lives until you're an old man, doddering. Oh, wait a minute, Emma. Of means multiply. Oh, my dentures fell out again. Oh. Okay, make sure you translate that word of immediately into multiply. It'll save you tons of times in math. Okay, so all you need to do is go 1/2 of, I'm using a dot now. I'm going to be using dots more often than X's. I'll switch back and forth though. Just go top. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 4 is 8. Done. Okay. By the way, let's look at this just to make sure that you understand this. If you were to say 3/4, right, you would go, oh, it's this part here, and it's this part here, and it's this part here, right? Okay, well, if somebody says to you, what's 1/2 of 3/4? You go, oh, I don't know, let me see. I'll just go 1/2 of this part, and I'll go 1/2 of this part, and we'll go 1/2 of that part, and I'll just draw another 1/2 there. I won't include that. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there's 8 parts. Let's see here. If I were to go 1/2 that, I would just include, this part right there. I would just include this part right here, because that's 1/2. And I would just include that part right there. So you go, oh, wait, this is divided into 8ths, right? 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3. 3 parts out of 8, 3 8ths. Yep, there it is. So this is not just random stuff that doesn't help or doesn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a lot of stuff out there. It's actually very useful. So anyway, all right, let's try another one. Multiply that. Okay. Well, there's two ways to look at this. You can do either way you want. You can either just brain dead, just go 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, 6 into 12, I'm going to reduce that fraction. 6 goes into 6 one time, 6 goes into 12 2 times 1/2. Or, you don't have to do that. You can do something like this. You can just go, I'm going to cancel anything on the top. It doesn't matter if you're multiplying 49 fractions all in a row and there's a 11 over here and there's 11 way down here on the bottom. Fine. Bam. Get rid of them. So on this one, you can get rid of 3 divided by 3 is just 1. Don't mess with it. In fact, you can even leave the ones out. Just know in your head they're 1s. 2 goes into 2 one time. I'd probably write it down for that one. 2 goes into 4 2 times. And all you have is a 1 up top and a 2 on the bottom, and you're done. It's the same thing we got just a minute ago, right? So you can do it either one of those ways, whichever one you like. Okay, multiplying this one. If you're gonna, I think I got it. 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 24. No, it's 12, I guess. Okay, 8 times 8, 12. 8. Let's see, what goes into 8 and 12? 4 goes twice, and then 12 divided by 4 is 3. I got it. 2/3. Oh, wait a minute. That's 4. I can't be 2/3. I got 4 times. Okay. Only thing you need to remember when it has just an integer and not a fraction is that you want to kind of put this over a 1. Imagine it over a 1. Or you can just kind of ignore this if you want and just treat these both as numerators and go 4 times 2 is 8 and 1 times 3 is 3, or you can just put the 3 there if you want to. That's all you need to do. Okay. All right. Let's look at an actual look at the pennies. 3 pennies are placed side by side as shown below. The diameter of 1 penny is 3/4 of an inch. How long is the row of pennies? Well, I mean, what operation are you going to use with 3/4? Obviously, multiply. Okay, so you're just going to go 3 times 3/4. Well, you can do this in your head if you want to, or you can just write it down. 3 times 3/4, use an X that time. But you can just go right over, 9. Nothing to multiply to 4, just copy the 4 over, you're done. There we go. That's 9/4. Now, eventually we'll get to the point where, if you want to, in fact, we can just do it right now. This, did I mention that this was a division problem, fractions? I did, okay. Well, what is 9 divided by 4? You tell me. That's 2, right? And what's left over? 1, right? So that you could put 2 and 1/4. There you go. That's all there is to it. Okay. All right, let's try reducing fractions. Reducing 6/15, reducing 12/20. We mentioned this previously before, but in case you haven't done this in a while. Reducing a fraction is really helpful, makes things simpler to work with, especially in algebra, so you want to get quick at this. And again, the way you get quick at this kind of stuff is knowing your rules of division, knowing your multiplication and your division tables. Nothing is going to take the place of that. Okay, you should look at 6/15 and go, I know a number that goes into both of those, and the number is 3. The number 3 goes into 6 2 times, and it goes into 15 5 times. All right, I know a number that goes into 12 and 20. You might not, at first you might go, oh, I can't remember. I know they're both even numbers. So I'm just going to go, okay, 12 divided by 2 is 6. 20 divided by 2 is 10. We look at it one quick time. Oh, wait, I can still do that. They're both still even numbers. So 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. That's the final answer you want to put. That's all there is about reducing fractions, common factors. And again, I want to make sure you've got to get to a point, if you're not already there. Don't despair if you're slow at at your multiplication tables or division tables, but you have to lick it. You've got to conquer it. You don't want to be 28 years old, or in the advanced old age of almost being 30 years old, and kind of like going, wait, what is 8 times 7 again? You can't do that. You got the time as a homeschooler. You don't go to a public school all day long and sit there, drooling and waiting for the bell to ring, and so you can, go out and watch your friends stare down at their phones for 30 minutes. Okay, you got to get this down. You have the time. Do your warm-ups. Make sure you're getting faster and faster at these. It'll make all your math in the future so much less painful. I promise you. Okay, reduce 8/12. So you tell me what goes into 8 and 12. If you said 2, you're right, but you want to be more right. It's 4. Okay, so 4 goes into 8 twice. 4 goes into 12 3 times. There we go. Okay, let's multiply. You go ahead and pause this right now and then do it. Okay, if you did this, you could have done 2 things. You could have either gone like this and said that's 2 over 1. And you could have said, wait, 2 is on top, 12 is on bottom. Wait, 2 goes into 2 1 time. 2 goes into 12 6 times. So 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 6 is 6. Got it, 5 6. Or you might have done this. You might have just said, okay, 2 times 5 is 10, and then 12 is on the bottom. And then you went, wait a minute, those are even numbers. Okay, 2 goes into 10 5 times. 2 goes into 12 6 times. Got it, same thing, it's okay. All right. Okay, well, let's look at one more. There were 8 baseball hats and 8 baseball gloves in the bag. What was the ratio of bats to gloves in the bag? All right. Well, 8 bats, we'll just call them B. What's the ratio of B to G? Looks like boy to girl, right? Or bats to gloves. Well, there's going to be 8. Oh, wait a second. Baseball bats and gloves. Yeah, bats to gloves. 8 bats, 12 gloves. Now, we don't want to leave it there, even though that is true. We want to reduce that fraction, just like we did a second ago. 4 goes into 8 twice. 4 goes into 12 3 times. Your ratio is 2 3. That's what you want to put on your answer. You don't want to leave it at 8/12. Okay. All right. Let's try the practice set, and I've got these going all at once. And we are on page, for your practice set, that's page 151. So give those a whirl. Go ahead and try them and come back. Okay, let's look at those. There's more than I thought there was. Okay, so look at your answers from A through F. You're just multiplying. You might have got 4/10. You just reduce that for the first one. Same thing, 2/12. You reduce that. Same thing, 6/12 is 1/2 for C. D is just 1, right? 30 divided by 30. All fractions, I think I might have mentioned it. Okay, yeah. 30 divided by 30 is 1. 10 over 3. Now, if you wanted to, You could have left this at 10 over 3. That's okay. But don't forget division problem. What's 10 divided by 3? It's 3. There's 1 left over, so you put that over the 3, 3 and 1/3. Same thing for F. Okay, let's move on to G. G is going to be 3/4. Ready? Okay. H is going to be 3/5. I is 3/4. In a group of 30 children, there are 20 girls. The ratio of boys to girls is going, there are 10 boys, right, to 20 girls. So you could say 10 boys to 20 girls, right? But you don't want to leave it at that. You don't need that. You want to leave it at this, right? So boys to girls is 1 to 2. So that's your ratio. All right. I will see you guys tomorrow. And hey, good news. Tomorrow we do lesson 30. After tomorrow is finished, you'll be 1/4 of the way, or like 85% of the book. See ya.